What's up guys, and welcome to Void of Dust Gaming, your channel for fresh arena of Valor content. I have just bought the WaVe skin for Sinestrea lately, and while I do not have so much experience on this champion, I decided to go with her on my 8th ranked battle. And while I was playing a little headlessly in this game, and you're going to see that in the statistics, it's still a great opportunity to show you guys how capable she still is in the game. I think she's one of the best jungler, and I want to share with you today what I am able to do with her. And I think if you've got more experience on her, you are even better than I can do. So let's start off with a quick tour through her build. Equipment wise, I'm building her as an AD carry, so this means that we're focusing on a little attack speed mixed up with some Clave Sancti, and I've got the Muramasa here to go through armor, because otherwise I don't really have sufficient capabilities to do so. I know that a lot of players are playing her with Rank Breaker and Omni Arms right now. That's a build that I still need to playtest, but this is more like a warrior build, and I wanted to try out my marksman build with her in the new meta, because I haven't played her in the new meta yet. Therefore, I'm building up an Crit Assassin Arcana page that is consisting of 10 times Atrocity. I'm going with 10 times Guerrilla for the attack speed increase, and I of course have Skewer because of the armor shredding that I really need on that build. Enchantment wise, I've decided to switch the usual layout with the Marksman, which is Endless Cycle, and go with Lockheim instead and the Desperate Duel. We're using Shadowblade here as well as Deadly Claw to maximize our damage output, and then in the second line you see that I've got Enhanced Restore as well as some Gunslinger. Enhanced Restore is quite cool because you are going to miss a lot of health due to her nature when you are switching to the range mode, so this is gonna help us to sustain a little bit longer in the game. But as I said, it's not the best game that I've played with her so far, so don't be too judgy on this. Just focus on that lovely skin that I'm going to show you in a couple of seconds. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Just to mention it at the beginning of the game, after the music worked lately, it just decided to not work again, so I'm really looking forward to got some time to do anything on OBS instead of Streamlabs OBS. I hope that this is going to improve the overall performance of that video capture here, but besides that, the game is still running smoothly, and I hope this is going to continue. So I started off with my second ability just to get that range buff. We're going to skill the first ability off right after that, and then we're focusing on maxing our S2, and we're going to throw in some ultimate as well as some S2 every time we have the chance to do so, and not being able to take the second ability here. So that's the main focus on the build. The team composition, I would say, is overall well-rounded. We've got Valheim as well as Grug on the dual lane. We've got one of the strongest solo laners with Elaine here on the bottom lane against Malok, and we've got Natalia in the mid lane, which is a strong choice as well, especially if you take Grug and the CC from Valheim into consideration. Still wanted to get that assist here, therefore I dashed in. I just finished my first clear, and I try to make it in a way that I'm able to finish basically around level 4 when I start to enter the first lane. This is my usual build-up. I'm always trying to gank the AD carry lane at first, and then we're focusing on other stuff which is important. In terms of the enemy team composition, we've got the no-brainer Vera in the middle. We've got Malok against Elaine, as I already said. We've got Valheim on the top lane being quite soloish, because as you can see, we've got both Bright as well as Butterfly in the jungle. I try to be consistent here and trying to get a kill on Malok, but unfortunately the glaive completely pushed me out of this life. And unfortunately this is going to happen a lot. Like, I completely underestimated Malok's offensive capabilities in this match. He was actually quite powerful against me. I mean, she's a mixture of an assassin with a ranged hero, but that said, she doesn't have the bulkiness or the tankiness that some of the warriors bring onto the battlefield, and therefore you really need to be super careful on whenever you enter the fight. I mean, yes, you've got a decent amount of lifesteal with your with your melee version, if you are not switching into the range version here. But still, it's a little bit complicated because, as you can see, a lot of bursting potential is brought to the table here by Vera, and I'm trying to kill her here which worked actually with ease. I was just trying to outplay her with my ult, because I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have your ultimate up and you're fighting against another hero, both your health pools will be combined or will be summed up, and then they will be divided by 2. So it's always a good matter of choice to wait until you are fairly low. Of course, you need to be careful so that you are not bursted while doing so, and then afterwards you can just ult in, switch to melee, and then try to get back with full force. Unfortunately, that ultimate was really well timed. I took a lot of damage here, and I'm not able to help a lane here in the best possible way. Luckily, the enemy is repelling, so we managed that, and I tried to go right back into the jungle here to stack up some health, and then I wanted to continue on the lane, and I think our lane basically just overestimated himself a lot here, and unfortunately we're not able to kill Bright. I thought, or I hoped, that we would have been able to just get 1 kill out of that match, but the combination of Elaine and I is a little bit miserable at this state of the game, and I'm just hoping that this is going to improve. But I had still all my hopes in Sephera and her mighty damage output that is going to come eventually later on in the game. I mean, we've just played 5 minutes, so everything is still quite open, and we still got a lot of work to do, because right now it's 8 versus 9. Our team on the duo lane is doing a really good job. I mean, they're fighting against Butterfly and Valheim most of the time, and so far they have been able to push the first tower and then get a good amount of kills. And now I just decided to go in, kill Bright here. I was hoping that I would be able to get Vera here. Unfortunately, I didn't. Now I'm using my ultimate against Butterfly here, and now it's a big escape run that I'm doing here, and luckily with my dashes I'm able to get away safely without being nuked by an ultimate or some speed buff shenanigans that Butterfly of course has. I don't know what I was doing here. I was hoping for a little bit more backup, but unfortunately the guys were a little bit too late, so I didn't pay enough attention to the map. Don't know what this ult was all about. But if you are playing Vera like this, of course you are putting yourself into the position that a lot of AD carries have. You are stacking up with your equipment, and I still have the feeling that it is a little bit slower, as for example warriors would have. Their scaling seems to be a little bit better throughout the game. That might be an old impression that I have from the beginnings of the game. I don't know what your vision on that is. Like, if you've got another opinion on that, it would be interesting to hear about this. But so far it didn't really work out too well, to put it mildly. So 2-3-2, that's not something to write home about. Now I'm missing my dashing into the wall, using my ultimate I think a little bit too early here, and now the only plan that I had was to basically just wait until Bright would run off cooldown from his ultimate or run out of that invincible state, turned out quite nicely, and at least we're able to even up the kills to death ratio here with our range attack. So it's really beneficial that you can switch immediately between range and melee without having any sort of restrictions here or any sort of penalties. But I guess she's a quite difficult character to play with because her mechanics are a little bit weird. Now I need to ult in, now I need to jump out, and I think that is the moment where the next glaive hit me. Yes, here we go. And now I need just to run for my life. Elaine is here to try to protect me, I guess. But so far, the overall impression of Elaine wasn't the greatest. Maybe the person is new, maybe he was playing while watching television. At least the whole experience was not the greatest, to put it like that. But things like that do happen. You can't blame a player on one single match because then you would have to blame me all the time, and you should not ever blame me because no, don't do it. It's my birthday pretty soon in January, so be nice. So now I was starting to work with my range here, and yeah, it worked out fine. Now Vera comes in, we're able to track Vera down. I just wanted to sidestep all that stuff, but it didn't work. But we still do get the kill. And now I've got the opportunity to get into the enemy jungle and try to steal some parts of it. But it didn't didn't go as planned because there was Bright interrupting. And I just saw a great opportunity on getting another kill and helping my team out here a little bit. As I said, I was playing a little bit headlessly here. I was just trying to squeeze in a game between all the chores that I do have in my life right now. And therefore I was just like, okay, well, let's just get over with this. And I was a little bit nervous because Sephera is actually one of the characters that I enjoyed the most right now in the game. On the one hand, then I had another great skin on the other hand, so I wanted to really share this video with you, no matter what the result would be in the end. And the third thing is that I was playing her in ranked, so with not too much experience on her, I think I've got less than 10 games, I was like, well, this really needs to work out because it's just something that I set up myself. I really want to perform well with her, so this was about winning. This wasn't about just being there and doing things. I wanted to win this game so badly. Right now we've got an attempt here of Butterfly and Malok trying to even out the score, trying to get the Infinite Slayer. Great kills, great steal here from Vera. Like, that was really, really well executed. Props on that. Like, she really pushed in at the right time and secured the Slayer for her team. And now with the first attack speed item, you can see how great Sephera is when you let her do so. So this is another kill for me. This is going to be, unfortunately, not a double kill, but another assist. Could have been my kill, I guess. And right now we turned the tide of the battle in terms of our personal score. 7 kills already. So we really used her capabilities quite a lot, and I think I should have stayed here on the range mode in order to get Malok. And what you just have seen is one of the drawbacks that Sephera, I'm saying Sephera all the time. Of course, I wanted to say Sinestrea. What Sinestrea has, her life gets really, really low when you're using your second ability, and therefore Malok was been able to just glaive me like a drive-by, like a glaive drive-by shot or whatever. So now that we just entered the Mura Master State, it should now be an easy time for us to play against Malok, just ripping off his life even faster than we were able to do before. I mean, The damage output is nice, don't get me wrong, but you really need to deal with him quickly, because otherwise he's just going to shield himself all the time, and then he's going to use his glaive, and then he's got true damage, and then he's going to shield himself, and then he's using ult. So you want to end his life as quickly as possible, because he is a threat and he is a great tank, just to put it like that, and you really need to deal with him, because otherwise you're just keeping up opportunities for example, Vera, so that she's able to kill him. And I completely overestimated my powers and completely overextended here. That was really, really bad, and I felt the urge to tell my team that this was really my bad. And yeah, can't help it. It was a big mistake, and I just jumped in. But as I said, I don't know, the nerves. Sometimes you got them, sometimes you don't. Great job here from Elaine. Good job that he's able to get in and get some kills here as well, and opening up everything for the next tower push. Crucial gardening here for our Greg. I don't know if you have read all the patch notes so far, but update 34 is out now, and you might have just seen that some of, or most of, I guess all of the item visuals have changed, and in my opinion, not to the better. It looks a lot like comic-y stuff, and I think that they have done a great job on the Battlefield 4.0 appearance in general. Like it looks totally gorgeous. The new monsters look brilliant, but with those new items, I'm not entirely sure about that. This is not something that I do approve, but well, nobody asked me, so I guess my opinion doesn't matter here at all. So finally, a kill on that Vera. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I have the feeling that if you kill Vera, it feels twice as good as killing someone in a normal encounter. It's just a little bit better. It just feels a little bit more like this is the voice of justice. Yeah, it feels a little bit more just. That's I think the best description. What happens to you emotionally if you kill Vera? This demon has to burn in hell for ages. That's what she deserves all along. So we do get another tower. Unfortunately, this random bullshit is just so strong in the game. I don't know why this had to happen. I was about to get into the core. I was about to end this game with my teammates, but unfortunately, Vera said nope, and she just killed me with one stupid finger. She was just pressing one button, and it just hit me. That kiss without any, without any chance on avoiding it. So my team really pushes quite hard, but as you can see, 37 versus 22, we have the upper hand. We've got a lot more towers pushed than the enemies have. I mean, that's your main objective. You need to get the towers. Of course, some of the objective monsters are nice to get here as well, but of course, focusing on towers is the very best here. And I think if I wouldn't have played it as stupid as I had, that score would have been a, let's say, 8-3 or something, I guess. I mean, it would look a lot better. That's for sure. So I'm a little bit scared here. I don't want to overextend too much getting into the enemies, but now I really need to do so. In this case, I was so confused by the ult of Elaine that I saw it, and I thought this would be the ultimate from Pain, who's not even playing. And here I just used the bramble stacks that I do get from killing people. And this just means that I can resurrect myself immediately with full life if I just press blood ritual, and that came in quite handy. So luckily I had 7 kills under my sleeve here, and this was a win. I mean, yes, it wasn't the best game, but I still think you can see how powerful she is, even if your skill isn't that great. It put me to the last state of platinum here, so to give you an impression how good or how bad I am. And well, yeah, good team play here, good overall experience, 8.5. Of course, that could have been a lot better, but here those deaths were not too great. 21.5% damage, and that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, well, just give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, you are pretty welcome to hit the subscription button and put on the notification bell so you're not gonna miss any of my videos. See you, have a nice evening, and stay healthy. Bye bye.